Hi everyone, I'm so glad that you can join us. As you can see, this is a group of students on the screen that I've studied at SwissMode. And if you want to move on to the next slide. So SwissMode is based in Montreux, which is a really beautiful part of Switzerland. And it has a really beautiful view, as you can see here, with the Swiss mountains. So you can ski and you can have that kind of very outdoor lifestyle, as well as studying your fashion design higher education course. And it's a really calm environment for you to study and work and have that headspace to take in the environment, as well as being in an international town. It's very, very close to Italy, which is famous for producing the textiles element of the course. So museums and study visits, you can be all over Europe really, really quickly. So you can study in Paris, you can see the local museums, and everything is accessible by train. It's a very good train system. And this is a visit that I did myself. I help students to study in SwissMode. I also work for a fashion college in the UK, and the masterclasses that I deliver over there are, this was a trend presentation that I was doing for the students at SwissMode. I also do zero waste pattern cutting and sustainability as a specialist angle. So I deliver all the course design and presentation and pattern cutting. The course is a really small course. It's one of our unique selling points that we only have 6 to 12 students per class. So the access to students and technical skill is really, really high. So you can drape on the stand, you can use flat pattern templates and then develop them into your own design work. Also, we teach garment construction. On the sewing machines, everything's specialist, the machinery is there and you can use the machinery and the table space. Very light, beautiful studios in the heart of the town. It's a very individual approach. So each student gets time with staff, so we get to know what your specific design signature is. We will work with you. So you may want to be a children's wear designer, you may want to do bridal wear or luxury fashion, you may want to do menswear, or you might want to trial different design styles and to see where your key strengths lie. We will try and find that in you as tutors. So it's very, very focused on your individual style. Swiss quality here, you can see on screen, the education in Switzerland is second to none. That's why, as the UK, we work together and validate the course. And so the quality and standard of life and education is really, really high. So you'll have that on your certificate when you've graduated. It's a nice shot here of a studio industry project where guest speakers often come in. I'm one myself, but there's also a really great team of visiting lecturers that visit SwissMode and work with the students throughout the year. And this is a textile company. So you're getting hands-on industry experience, that people from companies that are working in industry and showing at expos, they're coming in and working with the students. So design, development and make. In the final presentation, there's option to do catwalk and working with local events management teams and venues. This is an example of a student that had a collection shown on a catwalk a couple of years ago, and that will continue now. And award ceremonies to celebrate the the design challenge that the students have overcome. This is a fashion show in Lausanne with one of our students that's just graduated.
I think SwissMode Montreux is a great place to discover and improve your talents. Hi, I'm Aslihan. I'm studying fashion design in SwissMode Montreux, Switzerland. And my plans for the future is to make my own fashion brand and do designing and styling as well. It's been 8 months since I started here. I'm having pattern making and drawing classes. I had one dress for a fashion show with the help of my teachers. I'm feeling very happy and lucky to study in Montreux because it has a very nice view, and also it makes me get inspired from this nature. So, bye.
And just continuing on, there's more examples of fashion shows that students have participated in. Also Vancouver Fashion Week. This is a really fantastic student, had a really good concept and a really bright style, and this is her work at Vancouver Fashion Week in 2019. The results are fantastic. I think the results are fantastic because the students have got such a lot of one-to-one support. You can see a student here working on a mini mannequin, which is a really nice low waist way to just trial out your design ideas before it goes into full scale. And fashion illustration tends to develop from some basic sketches through into a really kind of personal style by the end of the course. Lara actually in this, Lara is now studying in the UK, doing the BA level 6, and at SwissMode she was able to do the first and second year. So a BA degree as validated in the UK is usually 3 years, level 4, 5 and 6. At SwissMode you can do levels 4 and 5, which is first and second year, and then perhaps have an option to do level 6 in the UK.
Escola de Moda SwissMode Montreux. Fashion Design School SwissMode Montreux. Je m'appelle Coralie et j'étudie à l'école internationale SwissMode de Montreux.
SwissMode Montreux Tasarım Okulu.
Escola Fashion Design SwissMode Montreux.
سلام، اسمي أمل، أنا من المغرب ونقرأ في المدرسة الدولية SwissMode في مونترeux.
Melanie Bauteri, soy de México y estudio en la escuela de SwissMode de moda italiana.
Fish Design School SwissMode in Montreux.
So it's a nice example of seeing students working in the studio, that little film clip that you just saw. And just a little bit about the validation body. The company that provide the certificates is Pearson, based in America and in the UK. This is a BTEC, British Technical Education Council, and that is that's what BTEC stands for, and that's what the qualification will be. It's an age-old, really well-respected technical course. So your technical fashion design skills will be excellent if you do the first and second year of that course. And SwissMode's an accredited centre. It's really important now to have these 3D technical generated avatars in fashion. It's the way that a lot of fashion designers have been showing over the pandemic and beyond. So Clo 3D is a really key piece of software that is taught at SwissMode. So it's very up-to-date manufacturing. You do some, if you've got some flat pattern cutting skills first, that will help you to create an avatar with a version of an outfit without actually cutting and making it. So we're very lucky to have that on board and to be able to teach that to a really good standard, so you've got those skills. So the opportunity to study both in Switzerland and in the UK is quite a unique one. It's one that SwissMode and the UK team with myself have worked over the last few years to develop. So you have an opportunity to enjoy both of the countries and the excellent quality of education that we're really famous for. And a little bit more about what you can do in level 6. I'd like to introduce to Greater Brighton Metropolitan College, which is validated by the University of the Arts London. So you can get a University of the Arts degree, which is a really world-renowned validation body as well. So you'll have both BTEC and then you can get UAL in your 3rd year. So you graduate with a UAL certificate. This is an image of a student here on the right who showed at Graduate Fashion Week his menswear collection, and he now works for All Saints. So the idea is that you could study 2 years at SwissMode, and then for the 3rd year, you could move over to the UK and do your final year at Brighton Met with a UAL validation at the end of the course. So it's a really, really great package. The 3rd year of the course is perfect inroad after you've done the first 2 years at SwissMode, because you've already got a good base knowledge of things like pattern cutting, illustration, computer-aided design. So what you do in the UK for your 3rd year is you'll study for your whole final collection. So it'll be a theme of your choice. You'll spend the whole year developing a collection of outfits. You can do those on avatars. You can have a combination of catwalk live shows, and you can have computer-aided different sort of range plans if you want to as well, and use those skills that you've gained. So in the 3rd year, you'll complete a full collection. We do a capsule collection first, which have got 12s, which are prototypes of garments and design work, and then you'll develop a whole collection. You also make a portfolio of your best work, showing off your illustration, and most importantly, those technical CAD skills, the flat drawings that factories use if you do go into production afterwards. It's a good industrial kind of a way of drawing. So we do technical flat drawings with you. You can see some of these on screen here, and some fittings that we do, and some mood boards here. That's just an eclectic kind of image of what the 3rd year, whole year would look like. And there's lots of industry preparation and career planning that goes on behind the scenes as well as you making your collection. So just a little bit about our alumni. These students showed a couple of years ago in London, and the student on the left and the right is now working at Next in the women's wear department. She went on an industrial work placement in 2nd year and then was offered a job when she graduated. So that was fantastic. And Louise in the middle, Louise Salter, went to work in New Zealand for a designer called Kate Sylvester. So she got a job on graduating and ended up working overseas. The students write a dissertation as well as doing their collections. So the course gives you stimulation for interviews and that sort of contextual understanding of design and global kind of influences and art movements and things that actually you can send messages of your academic kind of written work, often through the collections. They're often linked. So quite interesting kind of background stories to these collections. And here you're seeing the whole show from a couple of years ago, which was staged at Graduate Fashion Week. Graduate Fashion Week is an event that celebrates all the graduates in a certain year. So this was 2 years ago. We're just about to show again. So should you do your collection in third year, you'll probably have a catwalk show in London. It's very heavily attended by industry as well. So just a little bit about the course. It's worth 120 credits per year, so you'll end up with 240 credits. These credits are something that are well known in education, so wherever you study, you'll be awarded credits. It's just the way that we calculate the amount of academic success that you've had. So it's 120 credits per year, and there you can see the tuition fees for EU and Swiss students, and also for international students. Happy students. So as you can see, this is the sort of venue. So it's really fabulous, lovely city. And there's some information there about the fees and regulations. Also, if you were not interested in studying a full year, if you can't commit to that, but you're interested in fashion design or a certain aspect of fashion design that you want to, that you have a bit of experience in, or that you want to brush your skills up, you can do a short course as well. So you can do a fashion collection, which is 12 weeks there, and you can see the pricing. Or if you wanted to do a basic pattern cutting course, you could do that for 3 weeks, and it would be more intensive. There's an option also to do just fashion illustration, so you don't have to do the whole course. The whole course gives you all your fashion design skills, but there might be an aspect that you want to do just as a short course, and that's also an option, and would be accredited with some of those credits. Not 120 is for a year, so you might get something like either 15 or 30 credits for a short course, and then if you wanted to go and study fashion design anywhere else or design somewhere else, you've got that as part of the entry requirements, really. And other specialist things that you might want to do that are very popular, a bridal design course is also available. This student was a SwissMode student, and what we're seeing on the left of this image is a catwalk show that's here. She's on a video as well. Let her talk to you.
Hi, my name is Andrea. I'm from Chile. I've been living in Geneva in Switzerland for a year, and I've been studying in SwissMode for almost a year. I have been in the design classes, and in the design classes I have been drawing most dresses, evening dresses and bridal dresses. And in the school they have a very good system and very good techniques to show you and for us to learn how to draw. So it became not very difficult, and in a few months I have started to improve and improve. Yes, I'm from Chile, and in Chile I have a little bridal boutique, since 5 years ago. I want to develop also an evening dresses collection, not only bridal. That is what I have been done all these years. I also want to get more involved in my job in the part of the design and even in the part of the pattern making and of the confection of the dresses. Now I feel like more secure about what I am doing and because of everything I have learned. And Montreux is very nice. The school is located in a very beautiful place. You have like an amazing landscape with the lake and the mountains. So I think it's a very quiet and beautiful place to be like concentrate on what you're doing and inspired.
Great. Thanks.
So, as the student was just saying there, you can be a dressmaker by just doing a small course. So there's some enrolment fees there and tuition fees. This is slightly longer, a duration of 6 months. What would happen in a course like this is that you would really develop your technical knowledge and confidence about how to make the fabric fit, where you need to put your darts, embellishment, and really shapes and silhouettes of your design work into 3D reality. And this is actually the final show from the student that was working on the stand in the previous slide. So it gives you an idea of the finished product on the body. We work on mannequins in the studio, but eventually you fit them to a fit model and make sure that it looks great on the catwalk as well. So it gets transferred over to a body from the mannequin. And this is a drape technique. So it's a very nice example of folding and pleating in a really classic sort of shape for an evening wear gown. Fashion illustration as well, if you wanted to do that as a specialism instead of cutting and making, you may just be an artist and you might want to do fashion illustration. You can do a short course in that as well, and again you can get accredited. Very small groups of students as well, so you get a lot of hands-on support to get your drawing up to the right standard. Yeah, so different techniques you'll be taught. We do different sort of art media to get the fabric structures and things on paper looking as though they should, so you get the flow and the feel of the fabric. And the other way that you can do that, as well as doing it in a low-tech way by hand, is by computer-aided design. So the packages that we teach at SwissMode are industry standard, Adobe, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, and more recently Clo 3D, which has really come into the fashion design element of showing in a virtual platform as well. So this is a lovely example of the sort of stages of a finished drawing as it's been developed, and you can see the end result there. And this is a student who's made a great sort of leap in the standard of a fashion illustration. So that's from 2019. Everything's available at SwissMode. You can buy your own pattern cutting equipment, but also when you get in there, you've got the teaching material and guidance. Things like trend forecasting books will be provided, access to trend platforms to look at forecasting that's 2 to 3 years ahead, which helps you with your design orientation. You'll be able to get study advice, access to the internet and work spaces. So if you don't have the space at home, you'll be able to use industry standard pattern cutting tables, which are quite high. So it's good for your posture rather than working on a small table. Also, the expos that are available in Europe are, there's many. Every month there's something that you can go to in Geneva, Zurich, Milan, Paris or London. all your studio fees will cover things like your pattern cutting paper, so all your basics that you need on a daily basis. You will need to buy your shears and your own kit, your own sort of tool kit, which you use on a daily basis. But things like your toiling fabrics to do your prototypes will be provided by the school. And there's also a printing machine so that you can actually print the fabric that you're making your garments out of to give you that individual style. Industrial machines are really important. The domestics don't tend to sew through thick fabrics without without breaking sometimes needles. So we've got industry standards, so you can layer up denim and leather and use flatbed machines, which are very heavy, and they're what's used in the fashion industry in factories and things. Mannequins and small mannequins for your development ideas are also provided. And we've got good lighting and natural light and light to work, sort of if you're doing close work like fashion illustration or sewing. I think that's the end of the presentation. So thank you so much for listening, and we look forward to seeing you at SwissMode.
Thank you so much, Gail. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.